Mic check, 1 2 1 2. It's hard to see when I'm live, so I don't know if I'm live yet, but I'm cranking the webinar up 15 minutes early tonight to do some Q&A before we get started. So I'll know if I'm live in a minute by the responses I get in the chat. All right, we're gonna get ready to rock and roll here shortly. My name is Brian Beam, proud founder of the Extra Digit Movement. And we're gonna rock and roll and talk financial empowerment, economic empowerment, strategies tonight, not sales. So get ready to rock and roll. Go ahead and hit share in the comment section. Go ahead and tell me what cities we have representing. And just know that I'm not technically supposed to get started until 10 p.m. Eastern. So I'm gonna do a little Q&A before I get started, just to kind of wet my whistle and give you guys a little preemptive strike on tonight's webinar. All right, I'll wait on the audience to build. You guys go ahead and hit share. You don't want to miss it. You want to give your guys, your following, some great content, some free content on how to take their life financially to the next level. Then this is the place to be. All right, I promise you, I won't let you down. So I'll give you guys a little bit of my story here shortly, but let me see who's in the building so far, whether it be in the chat on the webinar or whether it's on the comments on Facebook. All right, you're live. I hear and see you. I appreciate it. Miss Sherry, Cleveland, Ohio is in the building. Denver, Colorado is in the building. So you guys can go ahead and start letting me know what cities are representing. I'm gonna check my Facebook feed and see who's in the comments as well. I talk fast, so let me slow down. Tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern, in 15 minutes, I'm gonna start a live 369 financial transformation. What that means is we show you guys how to accomplish any financial goal you choose to accomplish, as long as you have a goal. All right, they say a goal that's not written down is just a wish. So we're gonna show you guys how to hit some of your financial goals, not using sales, not having to go out and convince people or beg people or influence people. But facts don't lie. So we show you guys how numbers and interest can be your best friend when it comes to business. All right, I'll give you guys my story in a second, just letting this audience build and seeing what cities we have in the building. All right, so far, when it comes to business. All right, we got Athens, New York. All right, James, I see you. Denver, Colorado, Ohio. Now we're on Facebook at this point, live. Cleveland is in the building. Cleveland, Mississippi, that is. What's up, Joseph? Houston, Texas. What's up, Tanika in Chicago? Pam, Sam out of Houston. Glad Houston is doing well. Congratulations. Well deserved. Philly is in the building. Atlanta's in the building. So for those I've never met, let me give you guys some history here. My name is Brian Bean. I own a training company called Mentor to Millions. And what I focus on is basically three things, right? I teach individuals how to increase their productivity. I teach organizations how to increase their production, and I teach corporations how to increase their profits. So I do three basic things in life: individual productivity, organization or group production, and I help companies increase their profits. So I've been an entrepreneur, blessed enough to work out of my house for the past 20 years, only had a job for about 90 days coming out of college, realized it wasn't for me, became an entrepreneur early, had a lot of setbacks. I'll give you guys my story in a second. I actually lost my first $1 million in my 20s. Not that I was frivolous, or I'm actually pretty conservative, but just didn't understand taxes. Then I had family issues. Then I got audited. Then I got a judgment. All kind of crazy stuff happened. But it was a blessing in disguise. The worst era of my life ended up being the best, because now I can look you in the eye and say, it's no big deal. Like, you can rebound, you can do it, and you can use a strategy to actually do it. So at 10 o'clock Eastern, I'm going to start the actual webinar. This is a preemptive strike right now. I'm going to start the actual webinar in about 12 minutes, but I wanted to come on early and give you guys a chance to share this link so you can bring more people on, because it's not about sales and it's not about hype. It's about what wealthy people do in this country under a system called capitalism. Wealthy people just play by a different set of rules. And if you don't know the rules, then guess what? You're going to lose the game. So I'm gonna look through the questions real quick, and I'm gonna see if we got some comments in the questions or some questions in the comment section. Just in general, it can be about personal growth. It can be about economic empowerment, but those are the two primary things I focus on: personal growth and economic empowerment. And I'll take you guys' questions, and I'll get started here in about 12 minutes. All right, let me log on and see what we got. Keep the roll call going, by the way. So I'll look back at the comments and I'll see what cities we have on the call. All right, so far we got South Carolina, Florence, South Carolina. What's up, Miss Tina Spears? I see you, Tina. Give me a call, please. Ruthie Hill, Miss Ruth Hill, my favorite, my second mom. Chicago's in the building. What's up, Q? Joseph's in the building. Absolutely. Richard's in the building. What's up, Richard? Trying to learn the rules of the wealthy. I'm gonna have my assistant hop on here. I see Little Rock is in the building. What's up, Lewis? Jeff, what's up, big guy? Jeff Welch, glad to have you, man. Jeff has been in business for a long time as well. Very, very successful. So great minds think alike, man. I'm telling you guys. So Orlando, that's Jeff in the building. Good. Charlotte, North Carolina. Jeff, we got to collab, man. We got a lot of things we got going on. We need to talk on the phone soon. The bottom, which is Fort Lauderdale, Florida, is in the building. Jacksonville, Arkansas is in the building. Birmingham, Alabama is in the building. So until I see some questions, let me give you guys an idea real quick. I want to give you guys a concept, if you will. Where did you learn your ideology when it comes to being wealthy? Did you grow up in an environment where people say money done grown trees? Or did your parents always tell you, and they didn't mean any harm, but did you hear this a lot? That's too expensive, or we can't afford that, right? I know my parents did. Hey, Brian, right now, we just can't afford that. I'll tell you a funny story. My mom does this to this day. Seriously, like tis the season right now. My mom does this to this day. Anything my mom bought us after October 1st counted for Christmas. That's my mom would look at us. It was me and my brother. We might be in Toys R Us, and I might ask for some bubble gum. All right, Brian. Now, you know that's going towards Christmas. So I learned at an early age that like you had to save up for Christmas, or anything bought after October applies for Christmas. And I'm laughing now because it is funny. I miss my mom to this day. But if you buy anything October, November, or December, and you open it, you ain't got no Christmas. And these are the things that the middle class deals with. And I'm being funny, but I'm being serious. Did you ever hear, who do you think we are? The Rockefellers? Money doesn't grow on trees, all these different things. So what happens is you grow up at the dinner table talking to people who really don't know about wealth. And just like anything else, just like abuse, just like happiness, just like education, just like genetics, certain things get passed down. So believe it or not, what you think about money as an adult is a direct reflection of what your parents thought about money. For example, if you grow up in a wealthy household at the dinner table, y'all are not saying money doesn't grow on trees. So that's why the children grow up thinking about abundance. If you're at the dinner table with your mother and father or aunt, uncle, or mentor or whoever, and they own a business, you're not going to college to get a job. You're going to college to learn a certain skill set to start your business, because business is all you know. If at the dinner table, your dad asks you, how's your portfolio performing? What kind of interest rates, what kind of rate of returns are you getting on your latest investment, right? What are the metrics on the last quarter versus this quarter? Then you grow up learning about measurable results, wealth, interest rates working for you, not against you. You don't know anything but business because that's what was talked about in your house. Now, if you grew up in this household like I did, hurry up, we running late for work. Oh my goodness, I got laid off. Oh, I got to find another job. Nothing wrong with these things, but then you grow up thinking about money a different way. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a mentality, and I'm gonna look down here for questions real quick. Okay, hold on one second. I'm gonna tell you a philosophy. Oh, we're starting in 7 minutes. 7 minutes. I'm gonna tell you a philosophy that's really hard for a lot of people to get over. And it took me a long time. I was making great money before I even knew that this was a part of my existence or my reality. No new money can come in until the old money is gone. Now, when I tell you guys that is deep, deep, deep rooted, I want y'all to write that down. We got 7 minutes before I begin the actual transformation. People are taught at an early age, because of their situation, that until you spend this money in my left hand, There's no need to go out and work for this money in my right hand. So what happens is you always grow up with a state of mind of check to check, check to check to check, Friday to next Friday to next Friday to next Friday. So a lot of times you'll hear people say, I don't get paid to Friday. And I say to myself, that's not really true. Your bills don't get paid to Friday. Very few people actually get paid on Friday. Very few people actually get paid every 2 weeks. They get the bills paid every Friday, and they get the bills paid every 2 weeks. So until you get out of the habit of thinking that, okay, I get paid this week, I got $919 coming, I got $2,021 coming. And until that money's gone, I got another 2021 coming. And until that money's gone, I got another 919 coming. And until that money's gone, I got another 919 coming. See, what you have to start doing is saying, okay, I got 919 coming. I'm gonna do the best I can to live off the 919. And then I'm gonna use my next 919 to make it 4,000. See, that's tough for people to do. You'll never get out of a salary mentality or a week to week or month to month or bi-weekly mentality until you start thinking more abundantly about money. See, when I was younger, it was, we can't afford this. Now that I'm older, the question is, how can I afford this? It's just a shift in mindset that makes all the difference in the world. So if your parents, if you grew up and your dad or mom says, you know what? I can't afford the car I want. So why don't I buy a house, fix it up, flip it 3 times, get the car I want on the 3rd flip, and buy 2 more houses on the 1st flip. You see, in other words, there's plenty of opportunities out here for you to make money. But until you change the way you think about money, you'll always be broke. And tonight, in 4 minutes, I'm going to show you guys some strategies, but it doesn't matter if the strategies I'm about to show you are falling on soil or falling on, you know, what we call Georgia red clay. It's hard, can't plant anything in it. But if you're fertile and you got the soil and you're ready for the seed that we're about to plant, this webinar is going to be a totally different experience for you. So I just want you to get out of the habit of saying to yourself, I can't get any new money until the old money's gone. That's a poverty way of thinking. Now, let me make sure this is clear. 4 minutes and counting. Write this in your notes. We're just doing a preemptive strike. Hit share, 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 share. Give all your people a lot of free value here. Because here's the reality. There's a difference between poor and broke. See, I've been broke, but I've never been poor. I knew I was going to be successful. I knew it. Okay. But I've been down and out now. I'm talking about both accounts, negative. If somebody just loaned me $100, I'm holding that bad boy for 2 months. You know what I mean? I've been broke, but I was never poor. Poor is a state of mind. Broke is a temporary situation. So you might be on this webinar right now saying, Brian, well, good for you. You know what I mean? You haven't worked in 20 years. You make residual income. You got a successful business, but don't get so caught up in what I'm doing now that you forget that I was in your shoes before. And I was not poor here. When I didn't have 2 nickels to rub together, I said, okay, what's the lesson I'm supposed to learn something here? Why am I so broke? Who am I hanging around? So there are a couple of questions you want to ask yourself. I want y'all to write this down. We got 2 minutes before the webinar begins. Couple of questions. 1, who am I hanging around? That determines how you think. 2, what are they saying to me? Who am I hanging around? What are they saying to me? That determines what you learn. You see, who am I hanging around? What are they saying to me? What do they have me reading? What do they have me thinking? How do they have me behaving? And is that all right with me? Those are 6 questions you have to ask yourself. And if you don't like the answers to those questions, I'm gonna be honest with you, you need to do a drastic 180 and find people who are going in the same direction as you. It amazes me how we refuse to hang around people doing better because it often makes you feel inadequate. And because you feel inadequate, you feel more comfortable with people who are like you. But because you're hanging around people who are like you and you're comfortable, you would never make inadequate money. That's just the bottom line. See, what I had to do, I had to get around people who made me uncomfortable. Like, wait a minute, I know that's not a $130,000 car. I was 19 years old. And at the time, I thought my mentor was so grown. He was like 28. Okay, he's 28. I'm 19. I'm like, oh my goodness, man, when I get to 28, and he had like $190,000 car. And I didn't go, man, I sure feel inferior. See, that's a poor person's mentality. I'm like, you know what? I'm broke, but I'm not poor. I got to figure out how in 10 years I can be like that. And then after a while, I got all that material stuff out my system anyway. So it wasn't about the car. What I'm trying to get you guys to understand is that if you are answering the following questions and you're not happy, who am I hanging around? What do they have me thinking? What do they have me saying? What do they have me reading? How do they have me behaving? And is that all right with me? Then you might want to cut your circle in half. I'm not saying leave your friends. I'm just saying leave them for a little while, because you got to start planting different seeds that are going to get you some different results. And guess what? It may just start tonight. All right. So I got 10 o'clock, man. I hope y'all ready to rock and roll. I'm going to back this roll call up real quick. We got Lubbock, Texas. What's up, Robert? I'm just seeing who's on Facebook with me. I'm seeing who's on the webinar with me. What's up, Daryl out of Louisiana? What's up, Mike out of Charlotte, North Carolina? Man, it's a lot of y'all on here. I'm going to miss a lot of people. Indianapolis. What's up, Latasha? What's up, Fee Oliver? What's up, Ray Hope, North Carolina? Angelique, are you still on the West Coast, girl? What's up? How the baby's doing? Camber, what's up? St. Louis, Missouri. Man, Reese. Oh, my goodness. Not the Reese Odom. What's up, Reese? Hit your boy up, man. We got to get on the phone sometime. Social media is not enough. All right. Tyrone, what's up? Man, everybody's on here. Okay, I got to get started. So in order for me to do that, let me look you in the eye. Let me let you know how I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling, number one, I'm feeling blessed, right? Because I get an opportunity to live out my gift, which is teaching people the following things. Write this down. I teach personal and economic empowerment. That's it. If it's personal empowerment, I got you, because you got to shift your mindset. And if it's economic empowerment, I got you, because you got to use a technique I'm going to show you guys tonight called shifting your income. But you have to shift your mindset in order to shift your income. You can't be the old you and expect to make new money. Let me say this again. You can't be the old you and expect to make new money. Now, the gentleman who taught me these strategies I'm about to show you has earned over $600 million since 1981. 600 million. Now here I am, made $1 million, lost $1 million, made $1 million back, but I did not make $600 million, okay, in my 30s and 40s. So what I'm here to tell you guys is I'm just a messenger tonight. Don't judge me, okay? Judge the information. My story is really simple. I'm gonna put up a slide here in a second, and I'm gonna walk you guys step by step through what's called our 369 financial transformation. You wanna go ahead and hit share so the people you know, your loved ones, can use this strategy, because it's one thing for you to start making money and then you take off. But guess what? If your loved ones are still doing the old broke things they used to do, then it's gonna create some conflict. So I tell people, learn these strategies as a family. So when one of us, which was going to happen, gets off course, you can say, wait a minute, that's not part of the plan now. We said we we're going to leave all that debt alone. We said we were going to do a certain thing for 2 years, so we'll be millionaires in the next 9 years. We said we were going to do a certain thing now, so we do certain things today other people won't do. So we have certain things tomorrow other people won't have. So you want to learn this stuff together. Now, here's the key. This is important. You listening to a person that went to Morehouse College, graduated in 4 years. I thought I had it going on. I hit the glass ceiling. The glass ceiling is real. I got my degree in English. I thought I was going to law school, and I was dead broke. Student loans up to my neck. Sally Mae, Freddie Mac, whatever you want to call it. Everybody called me at the same time, wanting their student loan money back. Here I was living paycheck to paycheck with a degree in an industry that had nothing to do with my major. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Now, I'm not knocking education. What I believe is that formal education is okay. It is a little bit outdated, but I believe in specialized education. And what I'm showing you tonight, guys, is called specialized education. That means I'm going to give you a specific subject matter, and we're going to dive in to that particular subject matter. And the subject matter tonight is improving your finances. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take out a sheet of paper, and I want you to write down the number 2 Then under that, I want you to write down 4. Then under that, I want you to write down 3. 2, 4, and 3. This is a multi-million-dollar framework that we put together in our organization that's helping people retire early, helping people cash flow thousands of dollars each week, hundreds of thousands per year. There are people on this webinar, I don't call them out, but some of the names and cities I just mentioned, these guys have cash flowed $500 to $1 million over the past 4 to 6 years. And some people have been working 30 years and don't even know what $1 million looks like. Here's a reality. Everybody on this webinar right now, if you earn $10 an hour from the ages of 18 to 65, $1 million will pass through your hands. Let me say that again. In other words, guys, everybody watching this webinar, $1 million will go through your hands. If you have a job making $10 an hour and you work the average working career, you have $1 million that goes through your hands. Now, here's the problem. How much of that million will you have left when you're 65? See, everybody, let me say this to you. If you want to be wealthy, everybody on this webinar can be wealthy. I don't know if anybody's ever told you that, but you can. But the first thing you have to do, you got to stop giving your money to entities, not people, entities that are keeping you from getting wealthy. Now, here we go. The 2 stands for 2 objectives. Everybody in this country should have 2 objectives. This is capitalism. So what this means is this country capitalizes on you if you don't know the rules that govern this country. And most people don't know what their 2 objectives are. That's why we're going to pull back the curtain tonight, and I'm going to show you what your 2 objectives are. Capitalism demands that if you don't know the rules, you get capitalized on. So let me give you an example. If you in baseball talking about we need to get 2 touchdowns, you're going to lose. Okay. If you in golf talking about love, you're going to lose. If you in basketball talking about, sliding to home base, you're going to lose. See how silly that sounds? Well, you know what sounds silly to me now? Now that I understand finances, what's silly to me is how we watch millions of people line up, go to college, get a degree, not in their major, get out, be broke, get a part-time job after retirement, and we think it's going to be the same or different for you. See, you don't understand the rules of capitalism. This country is designed to have unlimited opportunity, but what it's not going to do is walk you like a baby step by step to get it. Somebody at some point has to show you the rules of capitalism so you can stop getting capitalized on. See? So just like if you don't know the rules in hockey, if you don't know the rules in basketball, if you don't know the rules in soccer, if you don't know the rules in baseball, you're going to lose. Maybe most people are losing in America because they don't know the rules. And guess what? Your coach and owner of the team and your general manager is not teaching you the rules, because if they taught you the rules, they can no longer capitalize on you. So let's pull back the curtain. Objective number 1, your current lifestyle is paid for by your labor. Everybody goes to work every day to pay for the lifestyle they've amassed for themselves, right? You got your house, you got your car or your cars, you got your significant other, you got your kids, you got clothes, you got daycare, you got food. Whatever you do right now in your current lifestyle is paid for by working. Now, that's the part everybody got mastered, right? We know that. Mess around and miss 2 paychecks and tell me what happens if you don't know that rule. But here's the rule most people don't know. Your current lifestyle is paid for by your labor, but your future lifestyle is paid for with your investments. Now, let me ask you a question. When's the last time somebody taught you how to invest? Now, if your future is contingent upon investments, when's the last time you had an investment conversation? When's the last time you and your friends sat around and said, look, by the time we're 42, we need to have $750,000. All right, we're 29 right now. Let's go. When's the last time you and your friends sat around and said, look, by the time we're 61, we need to have $2.8 million. All right, we're 54 right now. Let's go. See, nobody's teaching you how to let interest work for you, because then they couldn't capitalize on you. If you knew how interest really worked, you would no longer get interest. but you got to get interested in how interest works. Most people aren't interested in how interest works. So your interest or your lack of interest builds interest for somebody else. Now just think about that for a minute. Little tongue twister I came up with just now. Okay. I like that one. Y'all write that down. And I promise you, you need to tag me in that one and give me my credit. And then you can use it the third and fourth and fifth time. Okay. Because you're not interested in how interest works. Your disinterest earns interest for somebody else. I said it even better that time. Now, so if the second objective in this country is for investments to pay for your future, the future is dark if you're not investing. Here's why people don't have enough money to invest. They're so worried about the current lifestyle that they don't have any money for the future lifestyle. So what happens is you look up and the future is now and you have nothing to show for it. So now that's when you see that guy, he working part-time at the post office. He get a pension from GM. He cut hair on the side and he's on his job right now. He got a job after this and he got a pension check coming and he got a hobby on the side and he's still struggling. It's because the future was never thought about until it arrived. Don't let that be you. Now, there are 4 things keeping you from hitting your 2 goals. This is the 4. Okay, so the 2 is 2 objectives. The 4 is 4 challenges. Now, I'm gonna pull up a slide here so you guys can see this one. All right, screen share. Okay, so these are your 2 goals. I mean, we talked about your 2 goals. These are your 4 challenges. Number 1 is inflation. Okay, inflation is the silent income killer. What that means is in this country, the cost of living goes up every single day. They do it slowly because if people increase the cost of living every single day and they did it fast, then it would be like anarchy. So y'all remember, for example, when Netflix was $8.99 and then it went up to $10, right? $10.99. Nobody tripped. Didn't nobody say anything, did they? Because we were like, cool, it's Netflix, right? We need it. And nobody tripped. But do you know that gave Netflix an extra $300 million a month? They increased the fee by $2. So what happens is in this country, business owners can raise the cost of goods and services whenever they feel like it. So if grapes are $2 a pound, it's because the gas on the farms went up, which made the trucks that came and got the grapes increase their prices. So the farmer increased his price. The trucks increased their price, all because of the price of oil somewhere in some country that we don't even get the oil from. So the grocery stores increased their prices because the farmer increased his prices and the gas man increased his prices. But guess what? Everybody I mentioned so far is a business owner. Now here you come in the grocery store with your buggy and your job with a fixed income. See, it amazes me how we look down on people in this country who have a fixed income. But guess what? A W-2 is nothing more than fixed income. You can't increase that when you feel like it. So isn't it funny how we put our little noses up? Oh, they're on a fixed income. Most people with jobs are too. So inflation kills you because you walking into the grocery store looking for the grapes from last year when everybody put the gas prices and the grapes in your buggy. That's why this slide says the dollar is now worth 74 cents. Now you add inflation, add daycare inflates, healthcare inflates, groceries inflate, clothes inflate, education inflates, children inflate, everything inflates, but your job don't inflate. That's why you ever get married or become a couple or get a raise and you like, man, I'm doing better, but I can't do much. I know, because by the time the raise came, everything still was triple. The expenses were triple. Your raise is called a cost of living raise, but the cost of living is triple. So every dollar you make is worth 73 cents now. We're talking about why most people can't succeed. All right, number 2, I got to go quickly here. Number 2 is taxes. Write this down, man. Taxes take the first 1/3 of your money. You guys know that? See, this is important. This is important that everybody gets this. If taxes take the first 1/3 of your money, and that's just your income taxes, what do you think sales tax do? Ad valorem taxes, property taxes, then you got bridge taxes, state tax, local tax, liquor tax. Everything is taxed. But before you even see your check, it's taxed. So you got your gross here, and you got your net here, and your net is gross. Y'all, that's gonna hit some of y'all later. Most people's net looks gross. But guess what? We bought our house with the gross. You bought your car with the gross. So the industry or capitalism sets you up where you think you make 50,000 because that's what you were told, but you really make 32, but you're spending 50. Now you got to borrow 18 and pay back 26. Let me say that again. Your gross was 50, but your take home was 32. So now you got to borrow 18 to try to get back to the 50. And because you borrow 18, now you got to pay back 26. So the whole industry is the government kicks you in the front and then the banks kick you in the ass. That's how it works. Write this in your notes. Taxes cause debt. Okay? Taxes cause debt. In other words, if the government didn't take so much off the top, you wouldn't borrow so much on the bottom. So taxes cause debt. So that's the third challenge that most people have is debt. Because if you didn't borrow 18, you wouldn't have to pay it back. But the reason you borrowed 18 is because you're trying to get back to your gross because your lifestyle, your current lifestyle is set up on your gross, not your net. See, this is the rules of capitalism. When this country was set up, it was designed. It's not some conspiracy theory. It was designed for the wealthy. Think about it. The people who built this country, were they rich or poor? Now, wait, that's a controversial topic. Okay, the people that built the country, the backs of the people that built the country from all over the world that contributed to this country. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. The rules were made by the wealthy for the wealthy. So you can't get mad at the rules. You just got to learn how to. And one of the rules was, we'll take the money from the W-2s, give the tax breaks to the business owners. The W-2 will struggle, and we won't tell them ever to open a business. Colleges won't teach entrepreneurship 101. They won't have a major. They'll just have an elective. We're going to teach people how to shake hands, do a firm interview, look people in the eye, and go work for somebody that owns a business as opposed to starting their own business. That's how you get taken advantage of. Let's keep on. So number 3 is debt. Debt takes the second third of your money. So taxes took the first third. Debt took the second third. And then big business takes the final third. Now, I'm an English major. I told you guys I went to Morehouse College. I graduated in 97. I'm an English major, so I'm not good at math. But here's what I do know. 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 equals 3/3. And 3/3, you remember you take the denominator and divide it into the numerator? 3/3 equals 1. So what that means is all your money is gone. 100%. That means all your money is gone. So the country is set up where government takes the money off the top. Banks take the money off the bottom. And then what you have left is big business. Oh my goodness, 'tis the season to be jolly. Do you know, the day before yesterday, you saw this somewhere in your neighborhood, in your area. A Halloween store popped up and then left. It wasn't even, they haven't been there in 5 years. They come once a year. Somebody told me, or I read, Halloween is a $6 billion day. 6 billion. So you can do a pop-up shop, get some costumes, make enough for the whole year, and we'll see you next October 31st. So let's look at it. Capitalism at its finest. Every year or every month, there's something to celebrate. Boom, October 31st, Halloween. November, Black Friday, right? Save on Black Friday. Then now before Black Friday, I don't know if y'all know, they got Brown Thursday. Brown Thursday is where now you eat your food quick on Thanksgiving, then hurry up, shut it down, and then go to the store that night. Families are moving their dinner up for Brown Thursday. You used to at least spend family time on Thanksgiving, spend time with the family. Then we'll shop tomorrow. No. Now we got Brown Thursday. Now we got Black Friday. Now we got Cyber Monday. So Thanksgiving is surrounded by all the specials. Then tis the season to be jolly. December, Christmas. December, New Year's Eve. More money. January, New Year's. February, Valentine's. March, spring break. April, Easter. May, Mother's Day. June, Father's Day. July, 4th of July. August, back to school. September, Labor Day. October, Halloween. Tell me every month you don't see the stores prepare for your money. I'm telling you guys, they bring in billion-dollar experts to determine how to get dopamine. Dopamine is your feel-good hormone or your feel-good chemical in your brain. They figure out what smells, what structure. How do we get dopamine to drip so you feel good when you walk in here? And guys, it works. They spend billions of dollars to make 10 billion. It works. So we didn't even do birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, and proms. I just took you through one holiday a month, and you telling me big business ain't getting your money? Now, before I go to the solutions, right? The last 10 minutes and I'm done. It's not a pessimistic webinar. All right, I'm the most optimistic guy I know. And all I'm telling you is this. There are 4 reasons you don't have enough money to invest. Don't ever forget what this webinar is about. What's keeping you from having enough money to put aside so interest can work for you? It's hard to have money to invest when the big 4 are at you every day of the week. So we came up with a concept. We didn't come up with the concept. Wealthy people have been doing it, but we teach a concept called income shifting. You have to shift your income from what I call left to right. And through a home-based business, which is the best tax code, one of the best tax codes in the world, and then you have enough money in the future to meet your second objective. All right, so let's look at this real quick before I get out of here. So now you know the 4 challenges, right? You got that down pat. Number 1, taxes. 2, taxes. 3, debt. 4, big business. Now, I'm going to show you guys something. Most people try to sell their way to millions. They try to sell something. I'm going to get in some network marketing company. I'm going to do shakes. I'm going to do weight loss. I'm going to do girdles. I'm going to do websites. I'm going to do gas. I'm going to do electric. All that stuff is fine. I'm telling you guys, nothing wrong with sales if you can do it. Here's the problem. Most people can't do it. Most people can't handle rejection. Most people hate the word no. Most people can't stay motivated. Most people are not going to make the trainings. Most people are not going to stay plugged in. Most people are going to get depressed. Most people can't recruit 2 people because it's a product-based or service-based industry. And it's hard to compare your $18 soap to the soap I can get at the store for $3. Okay, you got to be damn good. Now, I'm telling you guys from personal experience, I was great at it. When I was 19, I got in a home-based business in the network marketing industry. By the time I was 22, I never worked again. I'm 42 now. For 20 years, I worked out of my house. I don't answer to nobody. And the only traffic jam I have in my house is me and my dog arguing over who is going first, okay, in the hallway. I don't do traffic jams, hate traffic, always have. That's why I had to get off my job. And I'm just telling you guys that sales did it for me, but strategy is what's going to keep you from having to even sell anything. Okay, so I'm not knocking sales. I'm just telling you only about 13% of the population can do it good to a level where you can make that kind of money. But the other 87%, man, you get them a game plan and some numbers and tell them they can make $1 million, $500 at a time. Then you got a golden opportunity. So I started Extra Digit because I went from 3 figures every 2 weeks to 4 figures a week to 5 figures a month, 6 figures a year, and then a 7-figure career. So we teach you how to grow your. That's what our movement is about. We teach network marketers, we teach doctors, we teach lawyers, we teach single moms, we teach college students. It doesn't matter what you do for a living. If you're hungry and you want to increase your net worth by an extra digit, we don't care who you with, what race you are, what you're a part of, as long as you're positive and want to learn economic empowerment. Notice I didn't say financial literacy. Okay, literacy implies that you're illiterate. You're not illiterate. You just got to be empowered. So if you want to learn economic empowerment, here we go. All right. Here's income shifting at its finest. We got to take some cash. Then we got to buy, build, or grow an asset, and that asset generates more cash. We call that 369. Within 3 days, we're going to show you how to take some cash flow and make it positive. I'll explain that in a second. There's a big difference between income and cash flow. Most people focus on their income. That's not your problem. You got income. The problem is your cash flow is tied up. In other words, somebody beat you to your money. The car man beat you to it. He get paid before you. The mortgage man beat you to it. The IRS beat you to it. Visa beat you to it. Thanksgiving and Christmas and birthday and Easter and anniversary and Target and Walmart and Sam's and Macy's and Bloomingdale's and Gucci and Louis Vuitton, they beat you to it. So next thing you know, you look up, you don't have 2 dimes to rub together. So we got to shift your cash flow first. In order for your cash flow to go up, 3 things have to go down: your taxes, your debt, and your expenses. Understand this, guys. You haven't made a dime extra yet, but you can increase your cash flow with strategy within 3 days. Now that you get some cash flow, you want to use a code called a 1099, also known as a business, a home-based business preferably. Now you lower your taxes even more, and now you take the difference between strategy 1 and strategy 2, and you invest it in strategy 3. So now you got money to invest, which was your second objective. Let me break it down. You might say, Brian, I don't have a business. Well, you're looking at it. Okay. What do? It's not $2,000. You thought I was going to like hit you over the head. $34.95 gives you all the education for our membership, gives you the software to implement the education, gives you the system, the website, the reporting systems, the checks and bonuses, the direct deposit, the scripts, the autoresponders, the mobile apps. Everything you need leads to your financial success. So Brian, what does my $34.95 include? Let me show you, but let me give you the framework first. First, the strategy. That's the knowledge of 369, income shifting. That's the first thing. The education. In other words, guys, if you save, let's say $600 a month in taxes because of your new $34.95 home-based business. If I gave you $600 every time you gave me $34.95, how often would you trade? You're like, Brian, we can't trade enough. Exactly. Then why some of y'all gonna get off the webinar and act like you don't have $34? Now, if you don't have $34 and you're looking at the screen right now with your old skeptical self, oh man, that's another bill. No, a bill is when something goes out and nothing comes back. That's an expense. An investment is when something goes out and more comes back. That's the big difference. So that's the old you versus you, new you, that's saying, man, $34. Whew, poor you. $1.17 a day. And you're going to learn more in this webinar as I wrap up than you did in finance in college. Okay, so the strategy, the software, the system and success, the system and support for success. Now, it's also a membership, and I'll break that down for you as well. It has services in the $34.95 other than the business. What about discounted legal services? Okay, I was talking to a friend of mine today, going through something at home, wants to know what he should do about an attorney. Boom, it's included. Discounted memberships, 30, 40, 50%. You need somebody talk to somebody about a patent. You need to talk to somebody about a contract. You need to threaten somebody about some money. You got somebody threatening you. What about the $34.95 includes discounted legal? What about identity theft, prevention, and protection? Okay, people stealing your identity today like it ain't, like it's going out of style. They say you can't even hold up the peace sign because if you do it like this, they get your fingerprint. So you got to do it like this. Okay, it's crazy. You got to flip your peace sign backwards because people scanning your fingerprints. It's the #1 crime in the country. We got $1 million policy on identity theft protection built into your $34.95. Okay, so I want you guys to understand. We have key logging, which protects your computer, built into your $34.95. Tax and audit assistance and preparation built into your $34.95. You got discounted legal built into your $34.95. A free online shopping mall, $1.2 million different items, right? Macy's is in there, PetSmart is in there, airline tickets are in there, restaurants.com is in there. built into your 3495. Credit education. How to get that Beacon score up. Beacon, FICO, get your score up. 3495. And the business with the software and strategies built into the 3495. And you telling me that's not worth $1.17 a day? Come on, man. So we've removed the barrier to entry. I don't have it. Let me think about it. Let me talk to my wife. Let me talk to my husband. Oh, so you talk to your wife when you put gas in the car? Gas is $100. Y'all must go to the church and pray about it when you fill your tank up. If you got to have a conversation about $34.95, my goodness, what do you do when you put gas in the car? Anyway, just my twisted thinking sometimes. All right, so we got the membership. You know what that entails. Let's educate you and get out of here. So this is where money starts, okay? Income shifting means getting the money back from the people who got it from you. Now, the IRS said in 2005, over 10 years ago, where does your refund come from? Your refund comes from your wallet or purse when you tell your employer how much to withhold from your paycheck or you make an estimated tax payment. Guys, I told you I got my degree in English. Now, I didn't learn a lot. But here's what I did learn. Re means again, fund means money. So your refund is your money again. Yeah. So nobody's doing you a favor. The government gives you some of your money back because you overpaid your taxes. But what we do is we use the extra refund as a forced savings method. You might be using the extra refund as a forced savings method, but Uncle Sam does not pay interest on refunds. Putting the money in any type of savings account or paying down debts might be a better option. In other words, instead of you getting a $6,000 check next year where inflation ate into it, then because it's considered income, the government taxes your $6,000 check, even though it's money that they took from you and you getting it back. Your $6,000 check mess around and become $4,000 by the time they done with it. Then inflation eats into it. So your $4,000 is really $3,000. Then by the time you pay all your debt off, you got zero. So your refund check went right back into the 4 challenges. And God forbid you need rapid refund. So you file rapidly and then give another 10% away of the money that you already gave away. Boy, they got us hook, line, and sinker, don't they? It's amazing. Brian, I filed rapid refund. I'm like, well, you're just giving more money away. You work hard for the money. So why don't you see it? Instead of giving the $6,000 away, why don't you keep the $500 a month? By the time you keep the $500 a month and grow it at compound interest, the $500 a month could lead up to $18,000 in investments. And that $18,000 in investments can make you wealthy and leave a legacy for your grandchildren. But you rather have a $6,000 refund check. Boy, they did a number on us. I'm telling you. Whew. So here's how it starts. Once you get your taxes down, you do what's called a snowball effect. So you take, for example, let's say we save you $450 a month in taxes, right? We look at your W-4. We look at your record keeping. You now have a home-based business. So your lights, a percentage of it, your square footage, a percentage of it. Like, this is my great room. I have meetings in here. I can fit people in here like you do at a hotel conference room, right? I got an office in the back. I got a movie theater upstairs. I conduct trainings, wink, 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 in the movie theater, wink, wink. No, actually I do, right? I set up the camera, got the big screen. I write my trainings, and then I might pop in Transformers after I train. So that square footage, this square footage, my office square footage, you write off a percentage and you lower your taxes because it's a business deduction. So question, why aren't you guys writing off a lot of your square footage in your house or your apartment or some of it? Oh, it's because you don't have a 1099. Only a 1099 can do that. But guess what? They don't tell you that 1099 means pay taxes last. They tell you that W-2 means pay taxes first. See, that's capitalism. You got to learn and get educated like tonight on what all these letters and numbers mean. See, what the IRS does, guys, real quick, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to skate through this without all these slides because I just feel that kind of way tonight. What the IRS does is they try to confuse you with letters and numbers. 1099, W-2, W-4, Schedule C, Schedule A, Form 430, form account 529, account 729, 401k, 501c. See, all this is just jargon. It's just tax codes. Once you learn the tax codes, you're like, wait a minute, I need a 1099 in my life. A W-2 is the one that takes the most. A 1099 is the one that takes the least. Just something I've been working on. So why don't you at least have a 1099 in your portfolio? Brian, what's the business? You looking at it. We teach people the importance of having a home-based business. We teach people economic empowerment, and then we show you how to earn money doing it. All right, I digress. I'm in a good mood, so I'm giving you more than I normally do, but I promise you I'm wrapping up here in the next 6 minutes. Okay, so let's go back to the slide so you guys can see how you snowball your money. It all begins with lowering your taxes. So now you take the tax dollars. So let's say you were paying $450 on your car note. Now you take the new $450 from the taxes, and you take your current $450 from your car note, and you send the car note $950. Now to you that sounds like it hurts. No, it doesn't. It's the same $450 you had, and then you got a new $450 in cash flow. So now the car note is gone instead of 5 years, it's gone in 18 months. Now look at all the interest you saved because you got rid of it 3.5 years early. Now you take the new car note money and you put the car note money plus the new tax money and the current mortgage, and you double down on your mortgage. Now your mortgage gone in 9 years instead of 30. Let me ask y'all a question. How much more money would you have if your debt was zero? I don't have nothing. See, this problem is the IRS. So, wait, am I still alive? Let me make sure I'm still alive. All right. So when you have zero debt, nobody can come take your stuff. Now you're living a stress-free life. You don't have the burdens of trying to look good and be somebody, and it's really not your stuff anyway. Now you take the business income, we're going to show you in a second, how to earn $1,000 checks, $100 checks. I've had 5-figure weeks. All right. But I stick to my budget. I stick to my personal salary. It doesn't matter how much, how to pay your kids a salary. Get off the video game, I can't. But I can pay him a salary, and then he can get his own video game. So because he's part of my home-based business. Question, why aren't you guys hiring your kids? Well, other people do it all the time. Brian, you can't do that. Okay, then keep overpaying your taxes. The good thing about me is I don't argue with people. I just don't. I'm just not I don't like to argue. So keep overpaying your taxes. Don't hire your kids. Don't get a home-based business. And you wonder why everybody you know that's wealthy is wealthy, because they're doing the exact opposite of what you believe. But I digress. So you got business income, you got tax savings, you got your expenses down, you got debt down. Now you take all the new money that you snowballed, and now you start investing, you can become wealthy. You can become wealthy because you took the same money and you put it in different places. All right. So here's how the software looks that you're investing in for $34.95. This is all done on your cell phone. Okay. You download our mobile app. It comes with your investment. Now it says enter income, enter expenses. You want the cash flow manager or the cash flow strategist? We're going to use the cash flow manager, for example. You ate at Red Light at a team meeting. Where? Chicago. See, the government just wants to know that you're running a legitimate business. So we give you an app that keeps the records for you. Then you take a picture of the receipt. It uploads to the cloud. So now when you're lowering your taxes, you're showing all your deductions. Here's my question. If you eat a Red Lobster, you got a business, you keep the receipt. If you eat a Red Lobster and you don't have a business, you just throw the receipt away. You just threw all your money away and got your food and nothing to show for it, but a temporary, full stomach. But now you eat out, you keep your receipt because you can lower your taxes at the end of the year because you took care of some business. Oh, that old $34.95 from my econ, which is our company, is a tax deduction. Watch this. Let's say your check this week was $1,800. I'll show you how to get your checks as we close out here. $1,800. That's income. Oh, watch what happens. Now this spreadsheet, there's your meal, Red Lobster team meeting in Chicago, $35. Oh my goodness, there's your monthly fee, lowering your taxes. We host all your stuff for you on the app. There's your $34.95, and there's your $18.50. Everybody knows good old accountant. We take your income, we minus all your meals, some of your gas, some of your square footage, some of your entertainment, some of your cell phone bill, some of your internet, and we lower your taxable income legally, ethically, and morally. Why? Because you have a 1099. How cool is that? The government says, look, we're going to show you how to do it, but you got to do it. Now, before we go, check this out. What if I told you, you can share this business with people? Now, you don't have to. A lot of our main strategy that I showed you on the software, and then they use the investment strategy I'll show you at the end. But for people like myself who are hungry and needed some right now money, like right now, you can earn $3, $5, or $8 per month per person off of the memberships that accrue in your organization. So let me ask you this. Let's say 500 people join your team and you didn't even tell all of them. Would you mind a check for $2,500 a month? Let me ask you this. If your business just covered your mortgage and rent, or your business covered your car note or car notes, let's just say $2,500 a month was coming in residually, because you get $5 for every $34.95 if you choose to share the business. Then I'll show you how to get $8 if you choose to share the business. Starting out, you get $3 if you choose to share the business. You don't even know all these people. You just know you're getting $5 off 800 people. I'll tell you about the $25 bonuses that come every week off people you don't even know. So yeah, it gets pretty serious. Now, let me check on this last thing. So you got to ask yourself, okay, if I have residual bills, why don't I have residual income? You ever thought about that? Gas bill is coming, whether you use it or not. Cell phone bill is coming, whether you use it or not. Mortgage is coming, whether you use it or not. Light bill coming, whether you use it or not. Water bill coming, whether you use it or not. See, everybody else that's in business, they get residual income. Water bill, electric bill, mortgage, car note. See, wealthy companies have figured out how to get residuals from you. But then you hear about residual income and you know what you've been trained? Oh my God, that's one of them things. Oh my goodness, I got to work for every dime I make. See, that's that table. That's that dinner table you were sitting at when you were a child, where nobody taught you you're not supposed to work for every dime you make. You're not. That was grandma's education at the time. I'm going to work hard for every dime. Guys, that was 2 generations ago. Now, leverage pays your bills. If you got residual bills, you need residual income. But that's just my personal opinion. So, last phase. So that's the 6 in 369. Within 3 days, we show you how to clean up your cash flow. Within 6 weeks, we show you how to earn business income and get weekly checks. And when I say 6 weeks, that's at the most. Like, we got people getting checks their first week. I personally, like I told you, have seen 5-figure weeks because I have a system in place. We make money on the internet. We make money on the phone. We make money via text messages. We make money via Facebook. We make money via Instagram. You can, when it comes to education, you can pick 1 million different platforms and you can make money. So I want you guys to understand that I'm not bragging and boasting. I'm just trying to show you guys that I just decided 20 years ago that I'm gonna have my freedom. You know, that's why I go to all my sons' games. Feel like it. I don't have to check in with a job. I'm just trying to get you to see I made that decision a long time. And it's time for you, whether you want that same type of freedom. It's not about the money. It's about the freedom that money brings you. Last but not least, you need some capital gains in your life. Man, within 9 months, you're investing. If I told you right now, we don't invest your money for you, right? Like I don't have a license. I can't take your money and invest it. We teach you two things. Write this down and I'm done. Terminology and perspective. Terminology and perspective. See, once you understand terminology, nothing can stop you. You would know why you say car note and why you pay your phone bill. This stuff go way back to Europe, like hundreds of years ago. You ever notice you don't say I got to pay my car bill? You say I got to pay my car note. And a lot of people don't know your mortgage is backed by a bond. So your mortgage is really a bond. So once you learn the difference between a bill, a bond, and a note, you know what to invest in. Once you learn the difference between IPO, pre-IPO, and secondary market, you know when to invest. When you know what a municipal bond is versus a corporate bond versus a mortgage bond, you'll know which one to invest in and when. Short-term investments versus long-term investments versus short-term investments, real assets, precious metal, real estate, art, private businesses. Why is that the wealthy quadrant? And why is your checking account, savings account, money market, and CD known as a cash equivalent? Once we teach you terminology, nothing can stop you. But you got to have the right perspective. They still trying to hit home runs in football. That's why most people don't invest. They still trying to hit home runs in football. So when you have perspective, it changes the way you think. Okay, that's my time. Listen, guys, it's been a blessing, man. Really has been a blessing to talk to you guys tonight. And I see a lot of people on here. I couldn't get all the cities out there, but get with the person that introduced you, that shared this page, okay? And say, look, $34.95. That's our keyword, right? When we see $34.95 pop up on our text or our inbox or our messenger or whatever, or somebody calls and says $34.95, that's the code word for I'm in. Okay, we'll get your username and password. We'll set your software up tonight. It's all web-based. We'll start educating you as soon as possible. But the main thing, man, is look, earn as you learn. Let me tell you something. Finances is something that, you know, you'll always learn. Stop thinking about it and talking your way out of the blessing. That's what people do. You know, let me think about it. I'm like, have you thought about your checking account? Think about that. Okay. So here's a summary slide so you can see it. This is everything that comes in the membership. We train you from A to Z and everything you got in the membership for $34.95. Text or inbox the person that put you on this webinar and say $34.95, and that tells us exactly what to do. All right. We do conference calls every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. I do webinars like this just to show people sometimes that I am a real person. I'm a real person that really teaches economic empowerment, especially to our members. Conference calls every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, and you're welcome to add people to these webinars and conference calls at any time. All right, my name is Brian Bean. I see you guys in the magazine, man. I really appreciate your time. I gotta go. God bless you guys. Have a good night. Peace.